That wasn't me.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the PSN Party Podcast. I am your host, Sergeant Sentinel. I am joined by my co-host, the always phenomenal, always exceptional BMG. Also joined by ImaGhostbusterAsh, the GM of XPN Network, and our very special, as always, exceptional guest, Luke Steele. How's it going, Luke?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Yeah.
Great to have you on another episode of the PSN Party Podcast. Before we do get started with today's topics, I do want to ask each one of you what you've been playing this week. I know with Ash, he's probably been playing 64 different games, but that's cool. Just pick your top, like, one or two.
Oh, right. So what have I been playing? Do you know what? I actually have played a few this week. Mainly because I had a bit of a break playing stuff, getting a bit tired of what I was playing. So I've gone back and I started playing a load of games for review. So I'll not talk about the ones that I've got coming for reviews. You can see them; they're all going up. I put 3 live today. There'll be more tomorrow. There's bloody loads coming. But games I have been playing: We Love Katamari Reroll plus Royal Reverie. It's the sort of remaster remake of the We Love Katamari game. I love Katamari, so I was very happy to get that. Like a sad B-stard, I bought Sweet Bakery Tycoon for like £1, and I've been playing that quite a lot as well. It's one of those really, it's on Xbox, but it's basically like you have a cafe and you have to make like cakes and stuff for people. It's so bad. It's literally one of those like, you play that on a mobile for free, but I was like, you know what? I played another one. It was like Food Truck Tycoon by the same person. But yeah, that's the 2 on Xbox I've been playing. And also, I tell you something I haven't played. I don't know if anyone else has got it. Song Pop Party. It's like a party quiz game about music. That's really, really good. It was on sale a couple of weeks back, so I highly recommend that if you're into like your music and also your quizzes. So that's
Can't
on
wait
Xbox.
to not play it.
I love quiz games. I have like on Xbox you can set the groups up. I have like a family game night group which is full of like all of the Jackbox Party Pack games, loads of like mini games, sort of style games, stuff like that. Stuff I can, when the family's round or you got friends round, you can have a laugh and play sort of quick little games. So that's
Nice.
one that's on there.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's always nice having them. And like I've probably got about 30, 40 games in it now. It's slow. Every time I see one on sale, like a puzzle, like a quiz game or a party game, I tend to pick them up. They just sent me Jackbox 9 for a review, so that'll be going up on the website soon as well.
Nice, very nice.
So I'm only missing 7 now, so I'm going to pick 7 up. I think 7's on sale this week on Xbox. So I'm hoping to pick it up in the next couple of days, and then I have 1 to 9 basically, so I'll be happy with that. PlayStation, I haven't played a huge amount this week. I've been sort of focused on like the backlog of Xbox stuff, but I've been sent a load of VR games to play, so I'm looking at playing some of these PSVR 2 games, and I keep umming and ahhing about buying the Walking Dead VR game, but I saw a video review of it earlier, and I'm like, do I want that or not? I'm not sure. So
the most recent Walking Dead game they came out with.
Yeah, it's like Saints or Sinners or something like that.
Oh, that one was rough, wasn't it?
It's like an RPG VR game, and I was like, I like VR games, but I'd like that. I don't want a 20-hour campaign. Yeah. I want like something I can jump on for half an hour at a time, and then chill to. I want like music games. I want shooting games like that. I don't want to have to be like walking around a city doing all this stuff in VR because one, traversing never normally feels great in VR. That's the downside of VR. And 2, who wants to wear a VR helmet for that long? Like, I like to put games on, I'll play them for like an hour, then I'll take my helmet off and have a breather, and I'll have a shower because I'm like drenched because it's red hot and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I was hoping to jump on the PS5 for a few games, but I haven't had time to yet. I will though. I've sort of caught up on my 360 stuff, so I'm going to play Omen of Sorrow, which is like a fighting game from East Asia Soft, and it's like Dracula and Frankenstein's monster and stuff like that in a fighting game. So that's
Definitely sounds like an interesting premise.
yeah. I'm not saying it's a great game. I played it on Xbox when it was originally released. It didn't even have a story mode or anything, but they've like updated it and then released it on other systems. So they've sent me a copy on PlayStation, and I'll play through this for fighting games. I prefer to play through the story, like the arcade mode and the story. And then I don't like playing online against people. I'm not that good, and if I wanted to be beaten by everybody, I'd go play football or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah.
At least I'd get like my heart rate up a bit more and stuff. But yeah, no, it's been honestly a slow week. I keep wanting to get that Crash Bandicoot 4v4 game, guys. Tell me in chat why I should or shouldn't get it.
Yeah,
like it's looking at me, and also I'm sad. I really want to pick up. I've seen a good price online for that. What's it called now? That first person semi-open world sort of. Is it like a policey gangster game that came out a bit back? It's got loads of like well-known actors in and stuff, but it's supposed to be gash.
Crime Boss,
City.
Rocky
City.
35 quid. It's not worth it.
I've seen it for about 750, so I'm tempted at 750. That sounds all right.
It might be worth it at 750 because I have heard a lot of people say it's rough. So,
but yeah, that's me. I've ranted and rambled and stuff, but yeah, Fimber, I'm on about the Crash team battle. I can't remember what it's called. Crash and his friends do 4v4 multiplayer arena combat.
Now you have me curious. I haven't heard much about this game, so I'm tempted to look it up later.
Yeah, it just came out. It released today, and I got some money for Father's Day to get a game. I was going to get that Walking Dead VR game, but I've got like 6 VR games now that I haven't played yet that I've got to play through. And after watching that video review, I'm a bit like, whereas a Crash multiplayer game sounds a bit fun. I'd probably enjoy it quite a bit.
I think I would go with the Crash game because the Walking Dead game they said was really rough. So yeah. Luke, I'm going to come to you next. You are a special guest. What have you been playing this week? PlayStation, Xbox, doesn't really matter. Either one. Or PC. I know you're part of the PC Master Race. So it's all good.
Yeah, I've actually I've been playing some different bits, but the main thing I'm playing is Diablo 4 still. So I'm nearly at the soft level cap of that, and I'm not too far away from finishing the story. And then I'll be into, all the end game stuff. So I've been loving that. I just think it's just very Moorish in the way that Diablo is. I'm a big Diablo fan anyway, so I knew I'd enjoy it. But that's really good. What else have I been playing? I've been playing a bit of Planet of Lana as well, actually on Xbox.
Nice.
Which is good so far. I've not played loads of it, but I've enjoyed what I've played. I've been playing a tiny bit of GT7 just as kind of a pickup and do a couple of races sort of thing and then and move on. And then I've actually twice played through the Final Fantasy 16 demo because it has like 2 parts. It has basically the first 2 hours and then a special scenario kind of later in the game so you can kind of experiment a bit with the combat and see what that's like. And I've really, really enjoyed that. I'm really looking forward to that releasing on Thursday, I think. So that will be cool.
Are you a big Final Fantasy fan, or is this like one of the first titles that you've really been interested in?
No, I'm a big Final Fantasy fan. So yeah, I've been looking forward to this for a long time, really. So that was one of the rare ones that I actually quite enjoyed. Final Fantasy 15 as well. So, I think this one is going to be a lot better than that one. I think it's going to be really. If the first 2 hours are any indication, I think it's going to be a very good game. But I mean, it could fall apart halfway through. I don't know yet, but certainly so far, it's very, very engaging straight away, which is a good sign.
Nice. And you said you're still playing through Diablo 4. Have you beat it yet, or you're still working your way through?
No, so I'm in the last nearly at the last act. So I've mainly been just doing side quest stuff. I mean, the whole game levels with you, so you're never kind of too overpowered in the story or anything like that. Everything scales with you. So I've just been doing a lot of the side stuff because I just like the story's actually for a Diablo game quite good. You know, I think that's been recognized by a lot of people. But I think you know, it's just really fun to play that game. Like the moment-to-moment gameplay is some of the best out there. So I just enjoyed like doing the side quests and, you know, grinding a little bit and getting my level up, and then, you know, trying to mix up my build and do all that sort of stuff. I was trying for ages to get the mount in the game, so you can actually ride around, which you don't actually get until very late in the story, which is a bit of a weird choice. But I've got that now. I'm just really enjoying it. It'll be up there for my games of the year, I'm pretty sure.
So what level are you at right now in Diablo 4?
48 or 49. So
and there's 100 levels that you can get to in Diablo 4, right?
Yeah, there's a soft cap, which is 50.
Okay.
At which point the Paragon skill tree opens, and then there's another 50 levels.
I see.
But the leveling, when you get up to sort of level 45 onwards, is really slow. Like, it takes a lot of XP just to hit another level. So to get there will take a pretty long time, I think.
Sounds like it has a lot of replay value, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's effectively endless because as soon as you open up, even when you've opened up the Paragon tree and you've maxed that out, which will take you a long time.
Yeah.
Once you beat the campaign, things like world bosses open up properly. Capstone dungeons, which are kind of procedurally generated nightmare dungeons, open up. There's other things that open up as well. There's so much content there anyway. Like the story's pretty long. So I think it's actually very good value for money, I would say. I think you do get a lot out of it, and I think it's all quality. So and then nice. I think maybe next month the Battle Pass starts as well, which is a bit weird for a $70 game to have a paid Battle Pass, but you know, it will give more content.
I guess.
Did I see on Twitter that you have to use a new character for each Battle Pass or something like that?
Yeah, but that was in the Diablo 3 as well. I kind of get why they do it, but equally, the problem is that at the minute nobody knows what the Battle Pass will have in it. So it'll be I think it's mostly cosmetic, obviously, or nearly all cosmetic.
Are they resetting your level with the Battle Pass?
No, but the point is that when you start the Battle Pass, you have to start a new character.
Oh, that's
so
right.
you can't take, you know, I'll have my, I don't know, level 60 Necromancer. I can't use that toward the Battle Pass. I have to start a new seasonal character effectively to do the Battle Pass.
I see.
And then they get kind of retired, and then next Battle Pass you do the same thing. So I can see the pros and cons for it. I do find it a bit frustrating that, you know, you work on one character for so long, and then, you know, you're just stuck doing non-Battle Pass stuff with that character. Meanwhile, you've got a separate character to do Battle Pass stuff. So it's
definitely that's a curious decision on their part to do that.
Yeah, I don't exactly know the rationale. Diablo 3 didn't have a Battle Pass, but it had seasonal content stuff that was very similar, where you would have to start a new character. And I guess it makes it more interesting to some extent, because you can obviously pick something that you haven't used before. You know, I could go and pick a barbarian and run a character with that. But equally, I can see the issues with it. We'll see what it's like when the Battle Pass actually comes out.
Yeah. Do you think if there's enough negative feedback about that Blizzard will respond?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Although, to be fair to them, they have communicated this for a while. So I don't know why it's just suddenly picked up a lot. I think it's because of a tweet Rod Ferguson replied to. But they were saying this prior to launch as well. I mean, if there's enough storm, possibly. Although then again, Blizzard's response to stuff like Overwatch 2 hasn't exactly been stellar. So, when it's coming for criticism, so we'll see, maybe it'll be different for Diablo. But so far, I mean, obviously, most people are still quite high on the game, but that will change, naturally that changes as the content starts to dwindle off and everybody's like, well, where's the next thing and what decisions are you making? So we'll see.
Nice. Before I go to BMG, I want to thank you, BMG, for becoming a new member of our channel. And I do want to, let me see, I know you had put in a super chat there. Thank you so much, BMG. We greatly appreciate it. PlayStation Showcase Part 2 incoming, baby. Probably not. So I'm just saying. Who knows, maybe 50-50, right? What have you been playing this week, BMG? Besides Destiny 2 and Marvel Snap, what have you been playing this week?
Well, to be fair, I've not actually played a great deal of Destiny 2. I've just not really had the time. Marvel Snap, got to get a game in a week. It's a week, a day. Sorry, not a week. What have I done there? Oh, I've gifted one XPN network membership to someone, so someone will get that. Enjoy. I think you
have to choose someone, don't you?
I don't know. It didn't say. Let's have a look. Where do we click here? You have to tell me how to do it because I can't find it.
It says gifted one XPN. Let's have. It just says you gifted, but doesn't say who to.
Right. Well, someone's got it. Someone's got it.
Yep. There you go.
So, hopefully, it'll appear with somebody. But
I'm sure you have to pick it on your thing. I'm sure.
I'll figure it as we go on.
Yeah, I think you send them a link to it or something. Who knows?
I don't know. So what else? What have I been playing? I've just finished. I finished it earlier today. I had a couple of hours just before the show. So I finished off Star Trek Resurgence.
Oh, nice.
Which is a good game. I actually enjoyed it. There's some bugs and a bit robotic voices here and there, that can be fixed by patching. Movement's a bit funny, but it's good story. It starts off okay, has a bit of a lull, like in the middle, but like towards the end is where you're getting all the action stuff, which is really, really good, where you're literally flicking from one character to another constantly, back and forth. So, but it's really, really good. Really enjoyed it. For the price point as well, I think it was $34.99. I used my Microsoft reward points to get it because I've just not used them forever. So I thought, pick that game up. So yeah, played that, and I was going to start Cyberpunk, but it's got like a 30 gig patch today. So I thought, we'll come back to that. We'll leave that.
I am waiting for Cyberpunk though, because when the new DLC comes out, it's getting like a game overhaul as well for free. Like there's a patch coming out. It redoes basically the entire game for free without having to buy the DLC. Like there's the progression changes, the gameplay, like they fix a lot more. There's a lot of stuff changing. I'm the same. I after watching that trailer and everything, I was like, I need to play this. And then I saw that they're updating it soon. So I thought, well, I'll wait. There's no point starting it if it's going to feel totally different when I'm like 10 and 20 hours in. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
obviously you can. I'm not saying don't. But for me,
I thought it was just the ending. The end. There was added an extra ending. There's actually all other stuff as well. The change.
Yeah. There's loads of. I'll see if I can find it while we're talking. Let me see if I can find it while you keep going.
Yeah, they're redoing stuff like the so all the skill trees changing. They're overhauling the police system, like refining the gunplay. There's quite a lot actually of like ancillary to the actual Phantom Liberty stuff. So it is probably worth waiting to do a playthrough when that comes out.
Oh, that's fair then. Then I will put that one on hold until they drop that patch, because it drops. Is it September? Phantom Liberty?
I think so. September, October. Yeah. Somewhere around then.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Oh, I might as well hang on there. I just thought it was an ending they were adding, but no, the fact that they're doing bigger changes, I'll wait. But while I was waiting, you know, didn't because it had good job. It had a patch that dropped. Then otherwise, I'd have been quite annoyed starting it.
Yeah, the patch is
but
like a bug fix that fixes bugs that have been there since launch, basically. So people who do play it, they'll be very happy. But the big patch is coming with the DLC, I believe. It sounds really good. I'm sure there's an article or a video by CD Projekt Red somewhere online you can check out, and it tells you everything. So
it's nice to see they're sticking with this game and they're really trying to support it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except multiplayer, because they've sort of killed that, haven't they?
Yeah, that's gone. That's dead.
We're not complaining though.
Well, I think you know, I kind of feel like they're trying to restore the faith and goodwill that the community had for them before the next Witcher game comes out, because they really want people to be excited for it. You know.
Yeah, but I'll hold off and I'll see what happens there. And other than that, I've started and literally I'm about 10 minutes maybe into it. Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1.
You mean the first Sherlock Holmes game?
The ones that they've released on the PlayStation 5. They released Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1 and the remade Sherlock Holmes The Awakened, didn't they?
Okay, all right.
The Awakened came out a couple of months ago, but it was on sale for $21.99, so I picked it up. So I'm going to make my way through the Sherlock Holmes games to tie me over for that. They'll probably take me 2 or 3 months to get through anyway when everything starts dropping. Because there's that many games coming out that I want to play, like Assassin's Creed Mirage, obviously Spider-Man 2, Game of the Year, which we all know. You obviously got Starfield. I'm hoping Helldivers 2 drops over the summer, which would be quite cool because I loved the first game. I don't know if it's anything you guys played, Helldivers.
Doesn't ring a bell, I don't think.
It's PlayStation exclusive. It's like a top-down view, twin stick shooter where you can end up killing your own teammates with your line of fire. And literally, think Starship Troopers, where you got and the idea is everyone's connected in the game, and you're fighting a constant war, and you're trying to do missions, repel the enemy to take over different areas on different planets. And at the end of I think it's like a week or 2 weeks when they come to the reset, it's rather the Helldivers one or the Aliens one. But it's really, really good game, really, really fun. You can have it's such a laugh. I think it's 4-player co-op, but really, really fun, and I highly recommend playing it. But yeah, the second one, they've pretty much the same game, but they're going with third person, or is it first person, I think, or third person. And same sort of mechanics. You're fighting this big, huge war with waves of aliens while trying to complete missions at the same time. And but obviously not twin stick shooter, so to speak. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So I'm hoping that drops. I've got a list of stuff that I want to play, but
nice.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, I think after all the shows that we've had over the past week or so, I think a lot of us have lists right now of the games that we're looking forward to that are upcoming. One of those, obviously, is Spider-Man 2. However, Spider-Man 2 has a deluxe edition that offers bonus suits, and they can't be unlocked through gameplay, unfortunately. Insomniac Games has confirmed that the 10 bonus suits offered with Marvel's Spider-Man 2 PS5 Digital Deluxe Edition cannot be unlocked in the game. Some fans were hopeful that those who don't want to fork out extra cash would be able to unlock them via gameplay, but Insomniac said nope. Luke, what are your thoughts about that? Is that a decision that you agree with, or is that something that you don't necessarily agree with?
I mean, yeah, I don't agree with it generally. I don't think it's that big of a deal personally. Like at least to me, right? I'm not that pressed by it, to be honest. I don't know if I'll get the deluxe edition, and I do think some of the suits in it are actually really cool, really creative. So I think it is a shame if you don't get that you can't get them in the base game as just an unlockable. But like, I mean, it's just the way of games at the moment, isn't it? Like every even single player games, pretty much every single player game has some kind of pre-order bonus, and sometimes it's stuff you can get in the game, but more often than not, it's not. So yeah, like it does suck because in one sense because some of those suits are really really cool. So it would be good to have them even if you didn't have the deluxe edition. But is it like a huge deal to me? No, it's not.
Yeah. BMG, I know you're a big Spider-Man 2 fan. What are your thoughts on this? Is it something that bothers you that much, or are you not really bothered too much by it?
To be honest, I've just got a feeling that you're going to see a lot of suits in the game anyway. Because look at Spider-Man 1, they just kept dropping them and dropping them and dropping them, and there's some really good suits. But I think generally I stuck with the what's he called? Little short English guy that just played Spider-Man. Tom Holland.
Yeah, Tom Holland.
Yeah, I stuck with his as well.
Yeah. I pretty much just stuck with that suit, to be honest. But and the fact that we're going to get Venom suit, the symbiote suit anyway, I think most people are going to be in that to have its abilities anyway. And I bet you any money there's multiple different versions of that in game. I suppose the ones that are coming with the deluxe edition, they are all originally designed and made, aren't they, by different artists? It's not like, it's like they're like a special bunch for people get the deluxe edition. So in a way, yeah, it's a shame that they're not going to be in there, but I'm not overly bothered because usually I find one suit I like and just stick with it anyway. I've looked at the suits. They look good, but probably nothing I would use anyway. So for me, not overly bothered, but I can understand why some people might be a bit upset. But if you're paying more money for the deluxe edition, then yeah, you should get some perks that the standard edition doesn't get. And I know we've seen a lot of games where, you get the deluxe edition, you're unlocking stuff before anyone else does. But yeah, I don't mind because I've got a feeling you're going to see numerous different suits in the game for both characters anyway. So I just want the black suit, the symbiote suit. That's all I'm after. That's all I need. That'll complete my life.
Ash, what are your thoughts about the Spider-Man 2 news about the deluxe suits not being earnable through gameplay? Does that bother you at all?
Well, I looked at it and I don't really like it because I'm an expert. All I care about is Xbox. Halo. Where's my Halo Master Chief from? Oh, that's all I care about because my name's Ash. Good answer, Ash. I
don't think he's back yet. He was relocating to another room in his house, so he'll be back eventually. Yeah, you know what?
Oh, you've muted yourself, Sentinel.
Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. Oh, my bad. So, no, I agree with you guys though. If it doesn't affect gameplay and it's just cosmetic, I mean, Deluxe isn't really that serious. It's like it's work put in by sometimes different artists, and there were like 50 suits or something in the original Spider-Man, but to be honest, I only used one or two of them. Unless they have something that really adds to the gameplay, I wasn't really even messing with it. But as far as these suits go, I know Insomniac came out and said, hey, this is the case. I agree with you guys. I don't think it's that big of an issue. I think for those people that really do like Spider-Man, they're going to be getting the deluxe edition anyway. So it's just it, but I did want to bring it up because I know that there's going to be a very small portion of gamers that are going to throw a fit about it or be very antagonistic about it, and it's like it's not really worth concerning yourselves over. It's
I
minor.
Think we should start. I think we should start a petition to get Insomniac to change it and not lock it behind a paywall.
They'll be like, hey, good news. We're not locking it behind the paywall, but the new price for Spider-Man 2 is $80. Yeah.
I'd pay it. It's worth every penny. I just want them bulge mechanics.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's not that serious, but Insomniac kind of is the heavy hitter for PlayStation right now. So I think they wanted to come out with this before anyone said anything just because they wanted that transparency, so people already knew, what they were gonna be getting with the base game. And since Ash is back, I'll go ahead and ask him. So Spider-Man 2, the suits that come with the Deluxe Edition, you cannot earn them through gameplay. Does that bother you at all, or are you not really concerned with that?
Well, he answered. He can't go back on what he just said.
I honestly, I don't care as such because they're all really ugly suits and they're not comic suits. They're not like canon. Like for me, I want to unlock all of the classic Spider-Man suits in game. I don't really have an interest in Spider-Man's weird hooded wingsuit thing he's wearing in the pre-order stuff. But if it's only like costumes, you've got to give something for a digital deluxe. I don't spend extra money on stupid digital deluxe games to get the same as everyone else. When I pay extra, I want to feel like I'm worth more. I want my game to have better shit in. So
that's a good point.
For me, it's not a big deal. It would suck if they went, right, the black suits locked behind a paywall. Some of the classic Spider-Man outfits are locked behind a paywall that have previously been in the game. But these have been specifically designed for this collector's deluxe edition. So if you want them, pay for them. And a couple of months down the line, they're going to release those suits for like £6 anyway. They always do. I don't mind that when they release like deluxe content later on, 6 months later or something. It doesn't bother me. It's just, it's weird that people are making such a fuss about it. Like, out of all the games and all the things to complain about, it's a bit silly.
You muted again, Sentinel.
Yeah, he's muted again. He's just so enthralled looking at those horrible costumes. They are whoever's designed them has never watched or read a Spider-Man comic or watched a cartoon or watched. They are awful.
Yeah, I do like the classic ones. I do like the classic ones over the newer ones, to be honest.
As long as I can unlock amazing Bagman costume, I'm in. That's all I want. That's the best Spider-Man costume.
Be the Bagman. Did anyone go watch The Flash?
He's got his costume. He's wearing a Fantastic Four suit and a paper bag on his head.
Like 20 people in the entire world watched The Flash. They said every theater was.
I really wanted to watch The Flash.
It's a good film. I took my son last night.
I would only go because Michael Keaton is Batman and he's back. That's it.
You get to see Nicolas Cage as Superman.
There's no way. Yeah, it's Nicolas Cage. He was good. I've seen that. I've seen it. It has a lot of like the Supermen in it, and does it have George Clooney in it as well?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Oh Jesus, what a mess
and everything. I think that's great.
You don't see the bat nips.
No, but he's the Batman with the bat nips.
But there's no Henry Cavill in it. Oh,
you see a silhouette of him.
Yeah, Christopher Reeve's in it, and he ain't really there, is he? But all I've heard is the CGI is a bit iffy. I've seen the clip of Nicolas Cage, and I'm like, you coward, you should have given us that film. We all want the Nick Cage Superman film.
I don't think it was up to him, though. I don't think it was up to him.
And they should have given us Batgirl as well, because I keep seeing they keep releasing pictures from Batgirl recently, and oh my god, the sets on that look amazing. How can you deprive us of more Michael Keaton? Come on, DC. I hope it bombs. Because Ezra Miller's a bit of a prick.
He's a bit of a prick, but he's funny. So funny because, like, Michael, when they go to see where Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne, he's like, he looks like this old hippie guy with long hair and beard, wearing one flip flop, beating the shit out of the Flash. It's funny. It's really, really funny. Wow. It's worth watching.
I'm going to watch it at some point. I'm hoping it comes digitally quicker because it's bombed. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I think I went to a cinema. There was 5 of us in there.
I agree, Thimber. Kick-Ass is awesome. I rewatched 1 and 2. 2's horrible, but 1 is such a good.
One's very good.
Amazing. Apparently, they're bringing it back, but not with the main guy. It's going to be a different person.
Nick Cage would make a good Batman.
No, he wouldn't.
He would. He'd make a really good Batman.
He'd make a good Superman. Let him ruin your favorite hero, not mine.
No, you know what? If you guys are talking about who would make a good Batman, Scott Adkins would make a good Batman. Do you guys know who Scott Adkins is?
No.
He's from Undisputed. He's a martial artist from the UK. He has the look of Bruce Wayne. He's like 6 feet, 210 pounds. He has that build. He trains in like 20 different martial arts. He's a great actor. I'm telling you, he would be the ideal Bruce Wayne. Go ahead, Ash.
The cooking channel.
Ash, how about you do this, Ash? Because I know you're always, every time on our podcast, you're always like Googling stuff. Google who Scott Adkins is and put his picture on the screen. And then we can ask everyone in the chat if they think Scott Adkins would make a good Batman. Go ahead.
It looks a bit creepy. Let me find a good picture where
we've already got a great Batman. We've got Pattinson. We've got a great young
Batman. That guy is not even Robin quality. That guy is not even Robin quality. Like Robin from Batman and Robin would beat the hell out of Robert Pattinson.
Pattinson's Batman is like the closest Batman to Year One series of comics like there's ever been. Like young Bruce Wayne. He's very good. He's not. He's obviously not classic. Keaton, Bale, kind of middle age, not quite middle age, but that sort of age Batman. But as a young Batman, he's actually very good.
I mean,
so this is who apparently Sentinel thinks should be a Batman.
That was him in John Wick 4. That's not the. That's
you
not
said
the
find a picture of Scott Adkins.
No,
I've
hold
got
on,
a picture.
Hold on, I got it.
Yeah, said Batman, not Fat Man.
Yeah, no.
Jesus. What? I told you saw him from that cooking channel.
Give me a second. I'll get the picture.
I think Sentinel's got like a folder of pictures of him topless and stuff in movies, hasn't he? He's just going to find the
calendar on the wall.
I'm Googling it right now. I gotta find it. There was a perfect one. I gotta find it though. Here you go. Yep. Okay. Hold on.
I don't know if he's typing on his keyboard or touching himself.
I'm just saying, right, you're wasting my evening tonight with this crap Sentinel.
Okay, so all right.
People dead. No. And I'm not.
Tell us who your dream man is. Come on, Sentinel. Show us your dream man.
It's Scott Adkins, dude. There's a picture of him circulating on Google that is perfect, man. I'm telling you, it's perfect. Because this guy would be the perfect Batman because he can actually fight. Hold on a second. Ash, I will send it to you in Discord. You can upload it here. How about that?
All right.
You can do it. You can do it. You can just make an extra.
I don't want to break the stream or some shit because I don't really know what.
He doesn't want his other pictures of him shown instead.
Right there you go. I just sent it. So there you go. You can put it on the.
Yeah, but if you put him next to a picture of Batman, that's like.
But you look at the guy's build and how menacing he looks. This is how he is in real life. Not when he's wearing a fat suit.
This is what you like to look at him as, basically. Is that what you're saying?
No. Go ahead, man.
You lie.
Show our viewers what he looks like. I'm telling you.
You want to see him in tight leathers with a mask on.
There you go. That is Scott Adkins.
That is not Bruce Wayne.
That is exactly Bruce Wayne.
No, it's like cheap Wish Bruce Wayne.
Wish Bruce Wayne.
That is not true. You look, our
QVC
current Bruce Wayne is the guy. The Bruce Wayne right now that we have is Robert Pattinson, who was from those teenage fucking vampire.
Yeah, but he's a legit actor. Like he's a really good actor. Like an actually good actor.
So is Scott Adkins. He's in tons of movies, tons of good movies.
Yeah, but you can't cast Batman as an unknown. Like, no offense to Scott Adkins, but you can't. You can't cast him as just a pure unknown.
But he's not unknown.
I've never heard of him. BMG thought he was the Potato Man.
Henry Cavill would be a good Batman.
He's been in Jason Bourne movies. He's been in one of the John Wick movies. He's been in what was the other movie? He was in Expendables 2.
You have more chance. You have more chance of Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt has more chance of being Batman than that guy off the cooking channel.
I tell you what, right?
Chris Pratt wouldn't be bad though, because at least he's got some size to him.
Chris Pratt is related to the Kennedys. I found out this week.
Oh Jesus! Yep.
He married,
I heard that.
He married Schwarzenegger's daughter, who is a cousin of one of the Kennedys, basically.
See, so if he got cast as Batman, Schwarzenegger could give him workout tips, so he wouldn't be either fat or super skinny. There you go. See?
And he could bring Arnie back as what's it? Oh God, what's it called? Mr. Freeze. That was it. I was going to call him Dr. Iceman.
Mr. Frosty.
Yeah,
you need to watch that Arnold Schwarzenegger thing on Netflix. Oh my god, it's so inspirational how he's driven. Like, it makes me feel like I've wasted my life because he's like, I wanted to do it and I did it, and then I did.
Oh, you're talking about the weightlifting thing?
No, it's all about all of his life.
Yeah.
So it starts with weightlifting, and then it goes on to his films, then it goes on to his political stuff.
Well, what was his excuse for the bad Terminator films?
Oh, he doesn't talk about those ones. He talks about the positive ones. Though.
Yeah.
There's
only one positive one.
Last Action Hero bombing, and it made him very sad. And I was like,
yeah,
that's such a good movie. I love that.
I like that film.
I did too. I did too.
Currently 30 years old
now.
yesterday, wasn't it? Or the day before. Feel old.
Yeah. All right. I got to refocus. All right. So we've been going off on a tangent.
Tune in next time for Fancast.
Right. No, we'll get back to PlayStation.
I don't know. I take that back. That suggestion that we should do that as a video because it'll just be Sentinel fawning over this random guy from nobody.
Scott from the Cooking Channel.
You know Scott.
He could play Spider-Man. He could play Spider-Man.
Scott from the Cooking
sisters,
Channel.
uncles, cousins. You know Scott.
No, probably not. No.
I think we touched the nerve there.
No.
Good.
No, I just think the guy would be good, and it's like these garbage guys keep getting cast as Batman, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
Whoa! Ben Affleck is good as Batman.
No, he was good, but the problem with Ben Affleck is the studio just wasn't supporting him, and you got too many people at Warner Brothers trying to run shit. That's why.
Well, you can tell.
No, because Ben Affleck was supposed to direct. Ben Affleck is a great director. And he's a good actor too, but I think he's a great director. And he was supposed to direct a Batman film, and so much happened that he walked away from Warner Brothers. So you can only imagine the bullshit that's happening behind the scenes.
Well,
am I right,
in The
Luke?
Flash.
Am I right? Because he said he wanted to do it, and he walked away from it because he just threw his hands up and he was tired of it, and he walked away. So I mean, it's just you have too many people over there that are non-creative that are running stuff that's supposed to be creative focus, and that's what's screwing everything up. That's why Ben Affleck
changed now. It's all changed now, isn't it? Because The Flash is the last of that DC series.
There's another Aquaman still.
Oh yeah, but nobody's going to watch that. Did you hear that they test reviewed it and it was that bad that people walked out while some of the cast was sat there as they were previewing the film? It was that bad.
That's
I just want them to bring back. All I want is them to, just not fuck it up. I don't get why it's so hard. So,
yeah, I know what you want. You want them to do what they did with Carrie Fisher in the Princess Leia costume for Rogue One, and you want them to bring back Adam West for a Batman movie.
Oh no, Adam West, no, he's a creep.
Wow.
You could have seen. He's in good hands with James Gunn. James Gunn's done quite well for the Guardians movies and stuff, and Suicide Squad and Peacemaker.
Yeah, but he's rebooting DC.
Looks good.
He's rebooting DC with a load of nobody characters. Marvel is having the exact same problem. This current phase of Marvel is doing nowhere near as good as the previous ones because they're literally picking all random shit out of a barrel. They're like, what's left at the bottom of the Marvel barrel? Oh, fucking Agatha. Oh, great, that'll do. Give her a thing.
Oh,
Craven.
Jesus.
Oh, that bad guy from Spider-Man. Yeah, he's gonna fight Spider-Man. No, he's gonna be kick-ass, and he's gonna look cheesy. Oh, that's perfect. Put it in.
I love how he gets his powers in the trailer. They've just absolutely butchered the I knew they were going to change it from the comics, but
how did he get his powers in? How did he get his powers in the?
In the comics, he gets his powers through. He makes a potion from jungle plants basically, and it gives him superhuman strength and stuff, which is ridiculous.
The jungles of Colombia. Yes,
in the context of the comics, it works because Craven's kind of a silly character in the comics for the most part, a bit like Mysterio or someone like that.
Okay,
but in the film, apparently he, I've seen the trailer. He gets bitten by a lion, and the lion's blood gives him powers, it infuses with his own blood. So
everyone's gonna be fucking Mufasa.
Yeah, the first option, the comic origin, is silly in isolation, but then you compare it to the what they've gone with the movie, and it actually looks realistic or like plausible by comparison. So it's just ridiculous. It just looks terrible.
I mean, but to be honest, Black Panther got his power from the magical leaf, right? So you could say,
magical leaf.
Oh, yeah, it was a magical leaf, right? It was. He had like the magical leaves and the water, and it gave him superpowers. And then he took some more magical leaves that took him away for the fight, and he got thrown off the waterfall, and he survived. I know it's completely ridiculous.
Magical leaf. Well, this is the problem DC's gonna have. Half of the stuff come in. They're rebooting Superman for the gazillionth time. Yeah. I mean, with the way James Gunn's doing it, it wouldn't surprise me if Uncle Ben dies in fucking Superman's origin just because he's run out of ideas. And then it's like the who's who of nobody knows any of these characters. Like Suicide Squad only sold because they had Margot Robbie in it as Harley Quinn. Yeah. And even though it was a great film, the second one was a good film and led to Peacemaker. If it didn't have Harley Quinn in it and it had been the proper Suicide Squad, nobody would have watched that film hardly compared.
No.
Peacemaker's awesome. From DC is just nobody's.
The thing is, though, he's like, it depends on how you want them to do it, because the problem Marvel had was they started essentially with the biggest superheroes they had, and then they told that story, and then there was nowhere else to go, really. And they just, obviously they've kept a few back, and they're trying to introduce lesser known heroes now. Whereas I think he's probably done the right thing to go, okay, we need like to coalesce around one of the most iconic ones in Superman, but let's build up to, Aquaman and like a new Flash and like all of those kind of bigger ones. I think that's probably a better thing to do rather than blowing your load at once like Marvel did.
He also probably shouldn't have announced all this before Flash and Aquaman came out. And there's now everyone's like, well, why do I want to watch that? Because it's going to go nowhere.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, definitely.
It's horrible. It's sad because I hope Flash does all right just because I want to see Michael Keaton as Batman. Do you know what I mean? That's all I want. I'll be happy. But I just, I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully the reboot goes well, because you hate to see them try to reboot it, and then because you remember they had to reboot it last time, and after Christian Bale and Christopher Nolan were basically like, hey, we're not doing Batman connected with Superman technically, so they kind of had to do a soft reboot of the whole situation, and it didn't pan out. I'm hoping that with this time that this reboot will work and it'll land,
Yeah.
I was upset to find out Christian Bale actually doesn't sound like anything of the voices he does in the films. He's got a completely different accent. That was so upset me. Yeah. So upset me.
Isn't he Irish or something like that?
He's Australian.
He's not.
He's not Australian.
That's what that's what everyone thinks the British are. We think the British are Australian.
Well, no, I mean, technically, Australians did come from Great Britain at one point.
He's Welsh. Christian Bale, Australian. Don't know shit. He is. God,
I didn't know.
They see that Union Jack on the corner of their flag, and they think that's it. All British and Australians are the same.
I mean, I get it. UK kind of kicked some people out and sent them to Australia, so I completely get it. They came from Uganda, right? So...
we went and conquered the world. You just remember, by the skin of your teeth. If you let us stick around a bit longer, proper English you would speak. Let's not go there again.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Sorry, PlayStation show.
Right, it's all good. PlayStation show, got it. Well, good news for PlayStation fans. PlayStation games are not going to PC day one. Yay! I know Luke is PC Master Race, so he's like, peasants, I don't care. It's all good though. No, seriously, Luke though. You think that's a good move for Sony? Because I know Xbox does that with almost all of their games now. With all of their exclusives, they go PC day one. Do you think that's a good move by PlayStation to not go PC day one?
I mean, for me, it's not a good move because I'd quite like them to do that for obvious reasons. I mean, only they can say, right, if it's a good move for them, as in, like, it probably makes the most business sense for them at present to do that. Yeah. They've kind of been dipping their toe in the water for a really long time with this, bringing it to PC and then thinking about how long do we wait until we bring like a game that's just released PC and doing all that. And I suspect in time that will get shorter. I don't know if they'll ever do day one, but yeah, I mean, look, that's what they want to do. I don't think anybody can really influence that at the moment, which is a shame because I'd like it to be day one, but it's what it is, and I think that the majority of their sales are on PlayStation. I don't think there's too much crossover. If they were to release it day one on PC, I don't think there would be a lot of crossover in terms of, okay, well, someone's now not picked it up on PlayStation because there's a PC version. Yeah. Obviously, I'd be someone like that, but I don't think that would be a common position. And even if it was, I don't see what the issue for Sony necessarily is, albeit I guess the main issue is that if you're buying it on PC, then obviously they're having to go through Steam, where Sony don't take all of the money for it, right? So that's probably the primary reason. And they don't want it to cannibalize console sales on their own ecosystem, probably. Shame, but I mean, it's not like it's not unexpected, is it? I mean, they haven't even really been shortening the windows in terms of newer games. Stuff like Ratchet and Clank, for example, has taken quite a while to come to PC. Obviously coming out next month. I think some of their games will be day one PC, but they'll probably be their multiplayer ones, just so they can have a good user base for that game day one.
Right.
So
like
that,
their games as a service, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So like it's the heist game called Jade Raymond's game, Fair Games, right? So know that. Oh, that's Jim. Something like that, I'm sure will be day one PC and PlayStation. But other stuff, Spider-Man 2, obviously not. Naughty Dog's next single player game, not. But we'll see.
Talking about Naughty Dogs, I know they have the Factions multiplayer thing that they're still working on. Do you think that would come to PC day one?
If it comes out, yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Nice. So, BMG, aka nephew of Jim Ryan, what do you think about it?
Well, so before I answer that, Finbar, you must have taken the quickest food shop run I've ever seen. Literally a minute ago, you're heading out to shop to get some food, and you're back already.
It's just
do you live in the shop? Yeah. Do you just have quickly go and pull on the cow's teats in the back? And
milk delivery from Fabio. He's fast, mate. He's fast.
Jeez, I'm surprised. Jim Ryan, smartest man on the planet, as we all know, best businessman going. You want to sit at the high table and play these games? Get a PlayStation 5. I like the fact that they released the games on PC broken just to show them, you get the crap version. You want the premium version? You come to the big boy. You get the PlayStation 5. You hold that DualSense in your hand. You caress them sacred symbols. That's what it's all about. PlayStation, baby. Let's not give anything to PC.
Wait. Can you use a DualSense for PC gaming?
Yeah, but you'd have to go and buy one. Might as well get the PS5. You're halfway there with the controller.
Well, I mean, but Luke, have you ever used? Hold on. Luke, have you ever used a DualSense on your PC?
No, I haven't actually. You can use it, but not every game will support like all the DualSense features. So
that's interesting.
There's only one place you get it all, baby. One place you get it all. Wow. Can't be, I don't want to have to go, right, I want to play Last of Us Part 1. So let me check the specs on the game. Let me check the specs on my computer. Let me get my spreadsheet out. I might as well do my tax while I'm here. Do some sums in Excel, bit of Minesweeper. Oh, no, I can't play the game. I don't need any of that. Please, PS5. Let's play best. Greatness is there. We sit at that high table playing all these good games, and every time one of these games comes out on PC broken, we're all sat there, touching ourselves, laughing. Well, that might just be me. That might just be me a that bit. But I do like the bundle that they're offering. I don't know if we're doing it as a topic. If so, I'll leave it. Or you could bring it into it. I don't know if you want to. There's saying they're going to bring out a bundle PS5 that comes with 2 years of PlayStation Plus, which is awesome.
Very nice, very nice. I think that would be. God, I wish they would have had that when I bought my PS5. That would have been nice because I subscribed to it.
Don't get on PC.
I thought PlayStation fans didn't support subscription services.
Well, I'm not
How
technically
dare
a
you?
PlayStation
Just
fan, I
in your
guess.
faces,
No.
PlayStation fans
No.
revolt against it.
No, they just want to bring greatness to the people that are here. You know, we'll make games look worse on the PC because we all know where the best place is to play.
Wow. So Ash, do you think that PlayStation games not coming day one to PC like Xbox is a mistake, or do you think they're making the right decision?
Well, obviously they're making the right decision for them financially. They get to charge you way more than the normal price of a game 2 years after it really should be on sale at that price. They're basically doing the sort of who's the ones that released Ni no Kuni on Xbox recently, where it's like 11 quid everywhere else, but it's 60 quid on Xbox. That's how PlayStation do it. They don't release it day one, and then they charge you full price because you finally get this great game 2 years later. So for them, they make a shit ton of money, and everyone buys it anyway. So for me, I'd rather it was day one, so we didn't have to wait, we didn't have to mess around. Same with day one on the subscription services and stuff. It'd be much better for me as a consumer. It means I could then spend more money on other PlayStation games and stuff like I do on Xbox. I spend that money I could have spent on like a Game Pass day one on a other day one game, and then I'll pick up the Game Pass game later on. They're obviously doing it because it makes the big bucks, but hey.
They have to downgrade the games to run on PC.
No,
Ratchet and Clank, they've had to downgrade Ratchet and Clank to run on PC because that lightning fast
shown off the
SSD.
proper specs where it doesn't need an SSD. That's all it is.
Yeah, not like Starfield. What is it? You can't if you've got a PC, you've only got a hard drive. Might as well chuck that thing out because you need an SSD.
Exactly.
Look at Luke about to bring the lightning down on BMG. I see it. Go ahead, Luke. I know you have something to say about BMG's skewed statements. Proceed.
It's upset. It's upset that you have to play downgraded games.
I know. I am. I'm furious. Absolutely furious. No, I mean, some of that PC ports haven't been very good. Some of them have been good, like Returnal. That was really good. Last of Us was a mess. It's a lot better now. Horizon was a bit of a mess. It's good now. God of War's good. We'll see what Ratchet's like. I think it's Nixus though doing that, so it should be really good. I don't think they've released specs for that yet, but it will be. It will be surprising if the minimum spec isn't an SSD.
Have you played? Did you play it? Ratchet and Clank, the new game on PS5.
Yeah, loved it.
Yeah, I loved it too. I think PC gamers are definitely getting one of PlayStation's best exclusives this generation. I think it was. I mean, I played it. I was kind of late to the party, but I played it when it came to PS Plus Premium, and I was blown away by how great of a game it is. Really great.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a really, really good game.
And I know Ash brought up before about how like some of the PlayStation gamers don't really support the subscription services too much, but I think the PlayStation Plus Premium service is definitely worth picking up if for those of us that are serious about gaming, because they have so many games that are always coming to the service. They have tons of games in it. There's actually, what is today? Today is the 20th, so it's coming sometime today. 27 new games are coming to the PlayStation Plus game catalog. Included among those, of course, Far Cry 6, Tacoma, Solstice, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, Killing Floor 2, Thief, just numerous games. And I saw this list. I remember I talked about it on another PlayStation podcast. But, I mean, it's truly exceptional, the amount of games. And some of these games, they're pretty recent. Do you have any interest in any of these games, Luke, that are coming up within the next few days?
I haven't seen them actually, so I don't know. I know you mentioned some there, but I don't know what else there is.
Let me see. I'll read the list off.
Yeah.
It's Encryption, Far Cry 6, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, Rogue Legacy 2, Solstice, Tacoma, Deus Ex: Mankind Divided, Killing Floor 2, Lonely Mountains Downhill, Vampire the Masquerade, Coteries of New York, 100 Days, Winemaking Simulator, A Hat in Time, Carto, Forager, Dodgeball, Academia, The Wild at Heart, Redout 2, Thief, MX vs. ATV Legends, Paw Patrol, Mighty Pups, Save Adventure Bay, My Friend Peppa Pig, I think that's Ash's favorite, DC League of Super Pets, The Adventures of Crypto and Ace, The Talos Principles, Deluxe Edition, Elex 2, and there's 3 classic games coming, Killzone Liberation, which is playable on the PSP, Worms from the PS1, and Herc's Adventures from the PS1.
Those are good games.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Yeah, some really, really good games there. I don't think I'd play any of them, but then that's because I've got lots to play anyway.
Yeah.
But I think it's like Shredder's Revenge, that's a cool one. Inscription, people should play that. That's a really, really good game. Really good game. Yeah, that's good.
BMG, I know that you have a PlayStation 5. Are any of these games on your must-play list right now?
No, not really. I'm tempted to jump into Far Cry 6, though. I haven't played Far Cry in very, very long time. They just all look pretty much samey to me. But if it's included in the service, you're already paying for it, so it's worth trying it out. But if I was going to out of all of them, I think Far Cry 6 is the one that I would actually pick up to play. But yeah, other than that, that's it. I'm always hoping every time they announce these new games, I'm always hoping that one game on that list, a game that has been stranded on the PlayStation 3 forever and you can't play it anywhere else, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns at Patriots. That's what I need. That is the game I need.
I definitely agree. Metal Gear Solid 4 is kind of it's kind of in gaming limbo, I guess.
I think that's going to come out in these Metal Gear collections. They've announced Collection 1.
Yeah.
I think we'll get that. And they also recently announced that they had it working on the 360, didn't they? But they didn't release it because it would need multiple DVDs. And I was like, why not? I mean, PlayStation's advertising Final Fantasy VII on 2 discs.
Yeah,
had 2 discs in generations.
Square Enix are advertising it's on 2 discs. But the Final Fantasy VII remake, when you bought the game, was 2 discs as well, wasn't it? One game was to load, the other one was to play. The physical edition.
Don't think so. I didn't get the physical edition, but I don't think so.
Which one am I thinking?
Dirty peasants that
have physical copies.
Right.
You know what? Remember back in the day when like Final Fantasy 7 and 8 and 9 came out, and you're like 4 discs. This means it's great. Nowadays, I'm like more than 1 disc. Fuck off. It's just more tat.
Remember the original Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah, that was good. And I like that they had that little extra disc with the VR missions on and stuff. So.
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they? Yeah, I forgot about that.
I think they said 16 was going to be multiple discs, didn't they? But they managed to optimize it onto 1 disc. They said that quite recently.
Massive 80 gig day 1 patch. It's super optimized, guys.
Yeah.
After saying there'll be no day 1.
Yeah, I think they only said that. I think they only did the day 1 patch because people were like, "This performance mode is not good enough."
I'm sure they came out like 2 weeks ago and said, "There's no day 1 patch. It's so good."
No, they did. They did. Yeah, they were like, "It's super optimized." So this is before the demo. Before the demo, they were like, it's not going to get a day 1 patch because it's super polished and optimized. And it is, based on the demo, super polished. No doubt about that at all. But the performance mode was shit, basically. Like, it wasn't good enough. So people complained about that, myself included. And then they were like, all right, we'll do a day 1 patch then. Because it's just not there. I think there was like one bug as well, not in the demo, but in the main game that they apparently need to fix before the game launches. So, yeah.
There you go. Learned something new.
All right, I just sent you the picture for our next topic, Ash, so you can upload it.
Is it Scott Atkins?
Oh no, not this one. It's a different Hollywood guy, Nick Cage, Nicolas Cage, and Hideo Kojima. Do you think there's any type of collaboration for Death Stranding 2?
He's got to be, hasn't he? Yeah, he'll be in there as a side quest or something. I'm sure
he's got to be the main bad guy.
Yeah,
it's got to be the baby.
Yeah.
It's Nicolas Cage that plays Nicolas Cage. He's got to play himself.
Right.
Yeah.
Like in that film. I've still got to watch that film. I still need to watch it.
It's on Amazon.
The one with Pedro Pascal
on Netflix.
Yeah, I watched half of it the other day. It's actually really, really good. I need to finish it.
It
need
did
to
seem
watch
a little
the one where he's it's that knockoff of Five Nights at Freddy's as well. That's quite good.
Oh, that was awful.
I like that film. He doesn't speak for the entire film.
It's like that Drive Angry film. He doesn't speak for the entire that film either.
There you go.
There he is.
Meeting with Hideo Kojima. Yep, the writing's
An
pretty
incredible hero and star, and Nicolas Cage.
Yep.
He
looks there like he thinks he's already in the game because he's in Dead by Daylight. So he probably thinks it's all the same thing. He doesn't have a fucking clue.
Yeah.
He was high as hell when he was stood on that stage. I don't even think he knew where he was.
That's Nicolas Cage most of his career. So I mean, it's just classic Nicolas Cage. Yeah. I mean, I'd love to see him in Death Stranding too. I think it would make for an interesting cameo. He seems to be one of the few Hollywood actors who's actually really cool with gaming. He's probably not a gamer himself, but he's cool with being, in different games and stuff. So definitely cool seeing him around.
Well, he did. He hinted, didn't he? He sort of said when he was on with Jeffy Boy on stage that it's kind of a medium he wants to tap because he's always wanting to.
Money. It's not like he cares about games. He's probably his 16th divorce lawyer's probably like, yeah, you can slap your face on a game. You don't have to duo. You say a few lines in your booth, they'll do the rest. It's like, oh my god, wow. I don't know why he's now fucking what's his face.
Right.
The Queen, but hey.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Why did they make him a killer? That's what I'm disappointed in. That was a missed opportunity.
He's
there.
a survivor.
I know, that's a missed opportunity. He should have been a killer.
He should have been the killer, right?
Yeah. He could have been a survivor, but he could have played one of his actual characters. He didn't get fucking Bruce Campbell as Bruce Campbell. You had him as Ash. It's just weird. It's Nicolas Cage. He could have played any of his characters. He could have been the bad guy. He could have been that from Renfeld or Reinfeld, whatever it is. He could have been Dracula as a bad guy. He could have been it's just weird. They've just gone, just bog standard Nicolas Cage. If he'd had too much plastic surgery, that's what he's going to look like in this game.
That might be his future contracts. Any film he's in now, he has to play Nicolas Cage.
I'd be up for that.
That's interesting.
Got in 60 seconds to Nick Cage.
All right, two more bits of gaming news here, and then we'll jump into 20 questions.
Hallelujah.
2 bits of bad news, actually. Despite what Electronic Arts said, what we suspected was true. Titanfall 3 was in development for 10 months before being canceled, according to claims made by an ex-developer. Let me see. The news came via an interview with the Burnett Network when discussing canceled projects. On the subject of Titanfall 3, Mohammed Alavi said, "You want to hear a crazy cut story? Titanfall 3. Titanfall 2, came out, did what it did, and we were like, oh, we're going to make Titanfall 3. And we worked on Titanfall 3 for 10 months, right, in earnest. I mean, we had, new tech for it, multiple missions going. We had a first playable, which was, on par to be or just better than Titanfall 2, but, of course, it got canceled." Were you a big fan of Titanfall 2, Luke? And hearing this news, is it kind of aggravating when EA was trying to say that wasn't the case?
Yeah, I loved the first Titanfall actually, but especially 2 because it had that single player campaign which was really, really, really good. And yeah, I think pretty much everyone wanted a third Titanfall. So it's a shame that it seemingly was in development and then got canned. Yeah, I mean, I hope they bring it back one day. I think what are Respawn doing at the minute? So I think they've got their Stig Asmussen team doing the Star Wars games, the Jedi games, and then I think on their first person shooter team, other than Apex, aren't they the ones making a they're making a Star Wars game, right? Like a first person Star Wars game.
Yeah, I believe so.
Like a shooter. So that could be really cool. But I think everybody, at least at some point, would love them to go back and just make another Titanfall. Even if they did like a soft reboot, like, still a first-person shooter, but you don't have to call it Titanfall 3. It would be really nice because, I mean, just to have another campaign like they had in 2 would be really, really good. And obviously the multiplayer was actually lots of fun in Titanfall. So, hopefully in the future, but I guess we'll see.
The biggest problem I guess I had with Titanfall 2 was that Electronic Arts released it between two huge franchises, and it's like you have Battlefield 1 on one side and you have Call of Duty Infinite Warfare on the other side, and Titanfall 2, and the first one was multiplayer only, so it didn't have as huge of a following necessarily as the two big franchises that it was competing with, and it feels like Electronic Arts accidentally sabotaged it from the start. It's just it's such a tragedy. It truly is. BMG, what do you think about Titanfall 2? Were you a fan of it? And hearing this Titanfall 3 news, is it kind of upsetting?
Was that the game where you was a robot?
You weren't.
No. I did. I loved Titanfall 2. I didn't like the first one as much because there was no story or anything with it. I don't mind having multiplayer and having a whole multiplayer aspect, but I generally play games for the story and the characters and things like that. And I didn't really get that with Titanfall 1, but 2. I came into 2 very late. I think I picked it up on sale for about a $5, and a few years back, and I couldn't believe that I left it so long to play because it was such a brilliant game. The story between was it B something or other he was called. I can't remember his name. B something.
Something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah, and the relationship between them, the way the game played, as he was going around as the pilot, I can't remember his name, and you could see BD, whatever he was called, like coming down the sides and helping you out. That you could jump in him and then jump back out, and then he'll do bits or jump back in to fight. It was really good. It was a good story. It could have been longer. But I still enjoyed it, enjoyed my time with it, and the multiplayer was fun. I do like the multiplayer. The problem is now, funny enough, it was probably about 5-6 months ago, I jumped into the multiplayer because it's on EA Play, which is part of Game Pass, and I jumped into it, and it is broken as hell, and I didn't realize that a lot of people had stopped playing because it had been hacked. And it's just pointless playing it. There's no fun in it. You can't play it for fun anymore. But I enjoyed it, where you're just there fighting away. Then you can, time for Titanfall, and then drop in the robot you picked and jump in it and start fighting. And then just jump out your robot. The robot will then do its own thing to fight other Titans or pilots, while you can then run around, zip around. And, it's really good. And I really enjoyed it. And the fact that they were 10 months into development of a third game and then scrapped it. In a way, it makes sense on why they scrapped it, because they were doing this whole single player games are dead narrative, and if it's not single player live service, it's well they're not even going to bother anymore. And they did the whole thing with Star Wars Battlefront 2, had a single player, which was all right, wasn't bad, and then microtransactions, super heavy multiplayer where Disney had to step in and tell them to change it, which was quite a big thing when it was all happening, because obviously the license wasn't far off from being renewed or expiring on the deal that they had, and make changes. But then we got, obviously they released Apex instead, and the likes of Scott SX2 supporting Apex Legends, so I blame him for Titanfall 3 not existing.
Right.
So we can all blame it on him. Hit him up on Twitter and just show your disgust if you're a Titanfall fan. But then we got like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, the remastered the Mass Effect Legendary Edition we got, which was absolutely amazing. It's probably one of the best things I think they've done was the redone the Mass Effect games, and they did a really, really good job with them. So maybe there's a chance that they may pick up development again because now they realize single player games aren't dead and people do enjoy them, and there would be a market there for it. I would sooner have a Titanfall game campaign with multiplayer than Battlefield. Battlefield could go away and never come back again, and I don't even think anybody would notice if it never came back again.
Yeah, it feels like Titanfall and Medal of Honor are both kind of victims of Electronic Arts' poor mindset as far as these types of games goes.
What's Medal of Honor?
Yeah, it's been gone for a while. It's been gone for like 10 years. But Medal of Honor was basically around before Battlefield was. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. Ash, what are your thoughts about the Titanfall 3 news?
Yeah, you expect it, don't we, nowadays? I'd like to see another Titanfall, but I've given up hope we're going to get one now, so I'm not that super bothered. If we do get one, great, but like I say, I honestly don't think we will. I don't think they're going to bother. I think they're just happy to milk that Apex Legends. So,
yeah,
but I don't know. Like I say, I do like it though. It is a good series. I played the first one. I didn't play a lot of the second one, and it literally because it came out around everything else. So
yeah.
But I'd love to go back to it and stuff. Yeah, not much to say really. It's just it makes you sad when you think about it. So
yeah, when the news broke, I was definitely upset because we suspected Titanfall 3 was a thing, but they were like, no, we were never working on Titanfall 3. Of course, now we find out that's that what they said wasn't the case and that they were in fact working on the Titanfall 3. It kind of feels like they were trying to keep it on the down low to minimize the negative public reaction towards Electronic Arts, because it feels like Titanfall 2, for those that picked it up and those that eventually played it, that it was very well received, and it's been like nothing but almost nothing but bad decisions from Electronic Arts with a lot of their franchises. Like they just can't get their shit together, so to speak. That's what it feels like, And this news about Titanfall 3, it's no big surprise. It's like Activision is pretty much right there with them as far as making bad decisions. They first they cancel the PvE hero mode, and then they want Overwatch 2 players to pay for PvE missions. That kind of feels like a shady move on their part. Blizzard canceled Overwatch 2's PvE hero mode earlier this spring. The company promised that fans would still get PvE content. What they didn't tell players is that they'd have to pay to play them. On Tuesday, the company announced that when Overwatch 2 Invasion launches on August 10th, players are going to have to pay $15 for an Invasion bundle. This bundle, Blizzard says, gives players permanent access to the story missions. Luke, are you an Overwatch fan? Does this surprise you coming from Blizzard, this type of news?
I am a big Overwatch fan, actually. So I put over 1,000 hours into the first game. I watched the Overwatch League kind of religiously, and loved that game. And I played nowhere near as much of Overwatch 2, only like maybe 60 hours at most.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a bit rough being an Overwatch fan, actually, because it's a bit of a strange game a strange franchise where it has this, sort of unbelievable potential, but it's just never really exploited. And just when you think there's a real chance for it to be, Blizzard, just absolutely fumble the ball on it, like they've done here. So, yeah, I mean, the Overwatch 2, I mean, the genesis of that game was supposed to be that you, at launch, it would have a full story mode with it, that really opened up the lore, that told a kind of contiguous story. And and that it also had these kind of hero talent tree, endless replayability missions, a bit like how Diablo does its, procedurally generated missions, that sort of stuff. You would have that, you would have the story stuff, and then they would add to that. And then underpinning that, they would all, they had this rebooted multiplayer mode, which was a 5v5, which was, kind of introducing a brand new game mode, plus new characters, new maps. Now, they delivered on that element, but they said, look, we're not ready to do the single-player stuff, so we're just going to launch this free-to-play, and that will come in due course. So I think it's not surprising that you have to pay for this, because everybody expected you to, or you would have to pay for the single-player element. But I think people expected Overwatch 2 will come out, and it will be like a fully priced game, but you'd have all this stuff up front, which they never delivered. And then a few weeks ago, obviously, they said, we're still doing story missions, but actually we're just cancelling the kind of hero talent stuff and the other PvE elements, which really pissed people off, because people were really looking forward to that. And the story missions that they're introducing, they look really cool, and they're apparently good, but Overwatch did story missions, right? It did kind of events every couple of months where you would jump in, and it was a kind of 15, 20, 25-minute mission, 4-player PvE, and they were free. They were part of the experience of that game. Yeah. And obviously, again, people paid money for Overwatch, so it's a bit of a different circumstance, but it's just really disappointing. And I think what's more disappointing with this one is, I think, you pay your money, your $15 for and you get free missions, I think. But that just entitles you to those missions, as far as I'm aware. It does not entitle you to where the story's going, the missions in the future. So it means that they're going to get more money out of this by splitting it up. You get free missions here, then 6 months down the line, there'll be another free missions continuing the story. That's another $15, please. And then, like, the monetization of that game has become so aggressive now. Everything is Battle Pass led. Battle Passes are cool in one respect, but in Overwatch, they actually, this sounds crazy, but anybody who's played Overwatch will tell you this. In the original Overwatch, the way that you unlock cosmetics were loot boxes, right? They were better than the system they have now, because the loot boxes in Overwatch you could unlock just by playing the game. You didn't have to spend any money on them. You would level up, you get a loot box. Jesus. And you unlock like 4 random items, and it might drop like 3 legendary skins, for example. Now you've got a battle pass. Your battle pass is, I don't know, $10, $15. It has a lot of content. It has legendary skins, but you've got, only ones for certain characters, obviously. And then any other skin in the game, no matter where it is, it's all through a shop. And all the shop skins are $20, $15 for a skin. So, it's just become this aggressive monetization of this game, and that's extended now to the PvE. And what compounds it all and makes it worse is obviously that then they've stripped out elements of the game they were meant to include right at the beginning of the launch of Overwatch 2. So it's just a mess, to be honest. It's just an absolute mess, and they've just, again, completely fumbled their plan for the game. And they'll look like, the user base has been dropping again, because people are like, well, I'm not going to stick around for, the same things we were waiting for in Overwatch 1, which is just hero drops, map drops. Yeah. So yeah, it's not good. It's not good. And I don't think if you're a non-Overwatch player, I don't think anything's really going to tempt you into playing Overwatch 2 at this point. Which is a shame, because it's the core of the game is still excellent. I mean, it's still a fantastic multiplayer experience, but it's just a mess. And I don't necessarily just blame Blizzard. I think this is very much Activision led, in terms of monetization and what they wanted to achieve with the franchise. But yeah, it's not good at all.
Yeah, I completely agree. It seems like it's been a mess since they started, especially whenever they shut down the Overwatch 1 servers. The day that they opened up Overwatch 2, it's like, wouldn't you guys give yourself at least a 30-day grace period where people could, where it wouldn't put so much strain on the servers. If people couldn't get into Overwatch 2, they just go back to playing Overwatch 1 for a while. That kind of felt like from the start they were making poor moves like this, and it feels like they just can't make a good decision regarding the content delivery to save their life. That's what it seems like with Overwatch 2 so far.
Yeah, I think it's just a problem with that, I think the fundamental issue is that Activision loved the first Overwatch when it launched, right? It won all these Game of the Year awards.
Yeah.
Very successful, sold like 30 million copies. It made, good money from microtransactions through people wanting to buy loot boxes. And there was a real buzz about it. And then the numbers started dropping because that team was not fully equipped really to deal with the live service model.
Yeah.
And so stuff, and people quickly drop off these games if you don't, if you're not delivering fresh content consistently. And then since then, it's been kind of treated like the redheaded stepchild of Blizzard's kind of portfolio of games, especially when you have like, say, Diablo Immortal next to it, which it just makes, and it shouldn't, but it makes tons of money all the time. And now you have Diablo 4, which is just the fastest selling game ever, and it's going to make loads of money for them. And World of Warcraft that continues to make money and all that stuff. So Overwatch, it just feels like Activision don't actually really like it. You know what I mean? Like, and they don't resource that Blizzard team very well as a result, and that causes issues.
Yeah, I agree. It looks like a mess right now. And management needs to figure this out. BMG, are you an Overwatch 2 fan at all? Are you a fan of the franchise?
No, it's not my kind of game. I've seen Overwatch 1. I've got friends that play it. And obviously, I think the whole point of it going to Overwatch 2 was this whole PvE thing with all this other story content, which they now got rid of, which is just so bizarre. And then, like I say, the pay to win, pretty much, well, not pay to win, but pay to get stuff. The monetization that they do, it's absolutely ridiculous. But to be honest, there's not much more I could add than anything that Luke said, to be honest, because he's an Overwatch fan. But yeah, it's just Bobby Kotick, another thing just to make his golden parachute that little bit heavier.
Right. Ash, what are your thoughts about Overwatch 2? Are you a fan of the franchise?
No, not no. The whole Overwatch 2 thing leaves a sour taste in the mouth. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I honestly couldn't care less about it, unfortunately. So nah.
I think a lot of people were really looking forward to Overwatch 2, especially because of points that BMG and Luke brought up about the PvE content that was supposed to arrive. And I think something that Blizzard really took into consideration was, hey, we launched it, free to play, and the last one was $60. So $15 expansions isn't going to be that big of a deal. But it's it kind of feels like how they packaged the game and the message delivery, I guess. Yeah. Just the way they've been doing it is very poor, in my opinion. And they definitely need to do better to do right by all the Overwatch fans, Yeah.
And I mean, as well, I think the issue was they talked about this a few weeks ago, but their messaging is just being kind of garbage from the Blizzard team. They said a few weeks ago, when they were talking about cancelling the PvE skill trees stuff, and all the related missions that were going to come out of that, they said, Overwatch initially, I mean, for those who don't know, started off as a new MMO called Project Titan, and then that kind of wasn't working, so we took assets and the hero concept, and we made Overwatch, and that was a big success. And then, the intention was we'd have like this I can't remember what they called it, like walk, run, sprint model, where they'd have like the walk was the first Overwatch game, a multiplayer game. And then Overwatch 2 was meant to be this big kind of PvE expansion, and then with the multiplayer. And then the third thing was they were planning to try and resurrect Project Titan as a kind of Overwatch MMO game or something of that nature. and they said, "Look, we couldn't do it. We were too quick. It just doesn't work. So we're stripping it back again." But they stripped Overwatch back. Like it's just that was meant to be more expansive than it was, and they pulled that back, and it was a great multiplayer game, but it wasn't enough because they couldn't even get on top of the basic content delivery that you need. All you need in Overwatch are heroes and maps. You didn't even need modes. You just need heroes and maps. Heroes are fundamental to that game because they completely changed the way that the game is played, and the synergy between different characters. But they didn't do that. Their balancing was really poor in the first game. They made all sorts of errors related to that, and they pivoted one way as to how they wanted the game to be played, and then they had to pivot back because nobody liked it. So it's just all over the place. And then the kind of backdrop is the Overwatch League. It launched a big success, and now it's not doing very well. It'll probably get cancelled in like another season or two. Yeah, they're just I don't know. They're just not helping themselves at all with it.
Jesus. Hopefully
need Bungie to come in. Get Bungie in.
There you go.
They'll go, this is shit. This shit, cancel it.
Hopefully they can get it in better shape. I do want to give a shout out to channel members, Muppet 1169, Thimber, UK Dazarus, Slayer Exclusive Gaming, Darren, Matt Kelly, Web Dave, Wandering Dutch, Shadow Mall, Back from the Dead 1, Paul AFC, BMG, some random that BMG gifted. Thank you so much. To become a member of our channel, it's just 99p, as Ash says. Not much. And you get all types of exclusive content, so definitely subscribe today. Also, thank you to everyone who has been listening and watching thus far to our podcast. We greatly appreciate it so far. BMG is exactly right. It is time for 20 questions. And BMG has our game of the day. Now, for those of you that may not be familiar, or those of you that may not remember, the rules, basically, the panel members have to guess. We have to ask the person who has the game, we have to ask them yes or no questions. And we have 19 questions plus the 20th is a guess of the game. And if we get it right, then our winning streak continues. However, if we get it wrong, then we lose and our winning streak is gone. Does anybody in the panel have any questions before we proceed?
Can I take my pants off?
Yes, you can. Go ahead. If it makes you feel more comfortable, go ahead.
It does. It helps my thinking. Gives me room to think.
It's all about your comfort, man. It's all about your comfort.
That is very true. Right, yeah. So, and as we say, you're not allowed to use Google, anything like that. You've got to use your mind palace and that gaming knowledge that you all possess a lot better than me. That has stupid questions. Hence why I'm on this side of it. So, with that said, let the questioning begin.
I will let Luke go first since he is our guest.
Is it a PS3 360 era game?
No.
Narrows it down.
and so everyone in the panel can keep track. In the private chat, I am typing these questions. So if there is a little bit of a delay, it's because I'm typing them out as we ask them to BMG. So we're not asking the same questions more than once.
Is it an exclusive game to one platform?
Originally, yes.
I love BMG. He gives too much away in his answers. He's great in here. So originally,
all right, then let's change that. Then this game was yes. I like to help out a bit. I don't want to make it see us lose or anything like that. We played 20 questions on Sunday, and they got it on the 16th, I think. 16th question.
Okay, so question number 3: did this game release before the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 generation?
Yes.
So it's before. Okay.
Go on, Luke. Short term.
Is it a PlayStation 2 game?
No.
Is it part of a franchise?
Yes. That's 5.
All right, let me see. Was it a first-person shooter?
No.
Okay.
What was the answer to 5? It was part of a franchise.
Yeah.
Yes. Part of the
Okay.
franchise.
I don't know. Was it a 360 game?
No.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean 360. Was it an Xbox game? OG.
No.
Sorry.
I thought that's what you meant.
Yeah.
Because we asked, yeah. But no, answer's still no.
So it's before PS2 or Xbox. That's not a question, by the way. I'm just musing.
And it's a franchise. Is it based on a movie or something, some sort of IP, like a TV movie IP, or is it
No.
so it's an original sort of game type game, right?
I'll give you a little bit of help. Obviously this game was originally exclusive, but in later years and more iterations of the game, it's gone multi-platform.
Right.
All right. Is it? Hold on a second. Let me see. So it's before the Xbox. Okay. Let me see. So it had to. If it's not a PS2 game, and it's not.
Ask what type of developer it is or where they're from.
Okay. I'm thinking. Where is? Okay. Yes or no questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this for? Damn it. Is the developer from Asia?
No.
There's really only 3 locales. I mean, as far as a lot of these games, it's going to be either Asia, Europe, or the US. So,
Is it a platforming game?
Yes. That's 10.
Trying to think now. Trying to think.
is the main character a bandicoot?
No.
I just had to ask.
It's a platforming game. It's part of a franchise. It's not based on an IP. Before the PS2 era, OG Xbox. Was it made by an English developer?
No.
Interesting.
Cuts out rare.
And I'm assuming by asking English you mean in UK developer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's Welsh development teams and shit.
No, I wouldn't do that to you. I would not.
Yeah, right. Well, not this time anyway. Is the developer from the United States?
Yes.
Okay.
Burning through questions today.
Is the main character a dragon?
Yes.
Is it the first in a series?
Yes. That's 15.
I would assume that it's Spyro the Dragon. Otherwise, there's some
It is.
fucking...
It is Spyro the Dragon, released in 1998 on the PlayStation 1, developed by Insomniac Games and published by Sony.
Nice. Outstanding. Yeah.
Fimber got it. I saw Fimber put it in chat and I put laugh out loud underneath. I thought, oh, he's got it.
Very good.
Call.
Very
Good
nice.
call.
Thank you, Luke, for helping us maintain our winning streak. We greatly appreciate it.
No problem. No problem.
The streak continues.
The streak continues.
Will we play Thursday? God knows.
Oh, God, I don't know.
Probably not with Redders.
Yeah, probably not.
Make sure you all say in chat you want your 20 questions.
Yes. In chat on Thursday, 20 questions. Ask for it. Yes.
And if you don't get it, we'll start a petition.
Yeah,
right.
Fire
There
it.
you go.
Have the immediate removal and dismissal of Redders TV.
Right. We'll see if that works. I do want to say thanks to everyone who joined us during this podcast in the chat. UK Dazarus, Pixel Slappa, Thimber, Fusion 64, Sappho. If I forgot anyone, I do apologize. Thank you so much. If you did enjoy this podcast, definitely hit the like button. Share it with someone else who may enjoy it as well. And like I said, don't forget to subscribe to the XPN Network on YouTube. We greatly appreciate it. But before we close out, Luke, do you want to tell our viewers, listeners, where they can find you out on social media?
Yeah, just keep it simple. Follow me at LukeSteele90 on Twitter.
Nice. Outstanding. BMG, yourself?
Yep. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at BaldManGamer, PlayStation BaldManGamer86, Xbox BaldManGamer. And obviously here over the XPN Network, Tuesdays 8:30 p.m. BST for the PSN Party Podcast, and Thursdays 8 p.m. BST for the XBL Party Podcast, and anything else we come up with in between.
Nice, outstanding. Ash, do you want to tell them where they can find you on social media, podcasts, etc.?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter. I'm _Ghostbuster with a 0 instead of an O, and I also run the XPN Network socials as well, so you can basically catch me there. And I'm doing content all the time for the channel. I've recorded 7 videos today, so we had 3 reviews go live, and a members only tier list video went live today as well, where I rank like game franchise reboots, so you can get that now if you are a member. If not, it'll be live in 3 months on the channel for everyone. And there's more reviews coming over the next couple of days.
Nice, outstanding. As for myself, I am helping Ash with a number of these videos, lending my voice to the review videos. I'm also on the XPN podcasts that are on Tuesday, which is the PSN Party Podcast. That's at 2:30 p.m. Central Time, 8:30 p.m. in the UK, and the XBL Party Podcast, which is on Thursdays, 2 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. in the UK. You can catch me in those podcasts. I'm also on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. It's all SSG Sentinel, just as it is below my name, so you can definitely check me out there as well. Again, Luke, thank you so much for joining us for this podcast. We greatly appreciate it. Exceptional guest as always. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone who checked out our podcast, and definitely tune in on Thursday for the XBL Party Podcast as well. We will see you guys later.